Hello guys. In the last video that we did, we went over an example that involved um, function operations, and now I'm going to do another one, but this time it's going to be about actually how to evaluate, um, at a specific x value. So it's kind of like the last example, but excuse me. We're basically doing, at a specific x value. So here we have the problem, and we're asked, so it says perform the following function operations given the two functions, and there's g of x equals x minus 1, and f of x equals x cubed minus 2. And we're going to look at the first one. So number one says, so let me see 1 second. We have g of x equals x minus 1, so let me just kind of put that in there. And then f of x equals x cubed minus 2, right? Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so this is the one that we want to do for this first one. So again, the way that we're going to do this is, so basically this is going to equal the following. So we want to do f over g of 3, and this is going to equal to f of 3 over g of 3, right? So let me just kind of do it this way. So f of 3 over g of 3. And of course, when we are evaluating, I always like to do it a different color. So we're first going to find f of 3, right? So we have f of x equals x cubed minus 2. And I'm going to plug in 3 for x. So I have f of 3, and that's going to be the quantity 3 quantity cubed minus 2, and this will be 27 minus 2, which is 25, right? So we know that f of 3 is 25, so we can put it right here. And then g of 3 we know is going to be, so again, you're basically going to plug in you're going to plug in 3 for g of x in the value, or g for x in the function g of x. So we have g of 3, and it's going to be the quantity 3. So it's going to be the quantity 3, and then minus 1, which is 2. So that's g of 3. So then over 2. So you would put this right here. So then your answer would be 25 over 2 for f over g of 3. So f over g of 3 is 25 over 2, right? So that is how you do the first one, okay? Okay, so this is the second one. We have g of x, so basically the same functions, and now we're finding g over f of 3, right? So basically, what you're going to do here is you're going to go ahead and basically we're going to evaluate g of 3 and then f of 3, right? So we have g of 3, and that'll be the quantity 3 minus 1, and that's just 2, right? So g of 3 is 2, and then f of 3 is going to be, like we did up here, f of 3, it was 25. So f of 3 we know is 25. Once you have the following, once you know what each of these are, then, like, once you know what f of 3 and g of 3 are, you can use the numbers to manipulate it however you want, or however the question asks you. So here I'm just going to put 2 over 25, right? So that's what f, or g over f of 3 would be. So g over f of 3 would be 2 over 25. Right? So that is how you do that one. Okay, so now for this one, we want to find f plus g of 3. So again, really what you're doing is you're going to do f plus g of 3. So this is going to be f of 3, f of 3. So f of 3, and then plus g of 3, right? So basically, like I said, we already did f of 3 and g of 3. You just have to plug them in, because we did it in the they're in the previous problems, what g of 3 and f of 3 are. So you're just plugging them in to the formula. So g of 3 is, or I'm sorry, f of 3 is 25, so we would put 25, and then plus g of 3, which is 2. So this is 2, and so this would be 27. So we know that f plus g of 3 is 27. Okay, and that is how you do this one. Okay, so for this one, we have f minus g of 3. So again, we know what f of 3 is, we know what g of 3 is. F of 3 is going to be 27. So, or I'm sorry, f of 3 is going to be, I'm sorry, 25, excuse me. So it's 25, and then minus, and then g of 3, which is right here, is going to be 2. So, like I said, once you have all of those things, you can just plug them in, right? So this is 25 minus 2, which is 23, and this is going to be f minus g of 3, right? So that is how you do this one. Okay, so now for number 5, it says g minus f of 3, and like I said, this is g of 3 minus f of 3. So, like I said, in this problem we have, so we already know f of 3 is 25. So let me just write that down. So we know that this is 25, and then we know that g of 3 is 2, right? So that's what I meant to put right here, is that g of 3 is 2, and I'm just going to put it right here. So then we have 2 minus 25, which is negative 23, right? So g minus f of 3 is negative 23. Right? Like I said, once you have both of these, everything, this entire part becomes very easy. You just have to plug them in, right? Now this one, it's just like the last example where I said basically that if I'm talking about this, well, this is going to be f of 3, so f of 3 times g of 3, right? G of 3. And this actually will be, this is the same as saying g times f of 3. So g times f times f of 3 will actually be g of 3. Oops, sorry. G of 3, so g of 3. And then times f of 3. So, like this. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is they're both the same thing. F times g of 3 is equal to g times f of 3 because of commutative property, right? So, it's just like the last example where I said a times b is equal to b times a. It also applies here to this problem when you're evaluating, you know, not composition of functions, operations of functions given a specific x value, or, you know, a specific number to evaluate. So this is going to be f times f of 3, so we have something like this. And like I said, g of 3, we know what it is. G of 3 is 2, so this is 2. And then times, and then f of 3 we know is 25, right? So f of 3 is 25. And so this together is just going to be 50. So we know that f times g of 3 is 50. Okay, so that is how you do all these examples, guys. Like I said, I know I went a little bit slow. And again, there's a reason why I didn't do g times f of 3, because they're the same thing, right? So, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please let me know. And also, guys, please like, comment, and or subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Oh, and thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.